G'day folks, quick update at the end of this this campaign game of Ardennes 44. It's a German victory, and yeah, they managed to secure that corridor. Effectively what they've done here is they have exited 24 attack factors off this map edge. Here's the units here. As I pointed out in the last video, they drove off this road and then they basically funneled as many units as they could through here. It's difficult going. The Americans are blocking a lot of these primary roads, so basically they came through kind of here along the primary road, shifted over across to here, and then they could use this primary road to get across and out, and basically a bit of leapfrogging of units occupying these positions on the flanks. The key here, as I said in the last video, is they had to hold a supply route for these units through the American turn, by the end of the American turn. So the Americans were keen to stop this supply route. They can't stop the units going off the map, but they can block this supply path. So there are counterattacks in the north, counterattacks here, sorry, the west, the southwest, and this big counterattack out from Liège, which was pretty successful. You can see this big incursion into that corridor created by those American units. They have, yeah, these are strong formations out here that the Americans have. They pushed those German lines back a fair bit, but not enough to sever that road. So you can see from here, from the exit hex G, the road comes along here, interrupted, and then down here, it can come across here, uninterrupted, down through here, across here. It can weave various paths through here, and then further down and off to a German supply source. So, yeah, a German victory. As I said in the last video, the Germans moved into Liège at the end of turn 5, at the start of turn 5. They just couldn't maintain that supply path at the time, and as more reinforcements, American reinforcements come in, they slowly had to pull back, and they changed their plan to try to hold this corridor open. And they've been trying to do that throughout turns 6, 7, 8, and 9 until they could have enough forces in this area to both exit the map, and here's all the units up here, and to protect their flanks for that supply corridor. It's a really risky supply corridor, and I'm pretty sure from if it went for one more turn, this counterattack here would have cut that corridor off. I'll also point out, to get this done, they've brought a lot of you may notice these units. This is the 18th Division. I think they're a second Panzer Division. There are 116th Panzer Division units in here as well, I'm sure. We've got Panzer Lehr divisions. I think these are the guys that are out of supply here. That's because of the fuel shortages. They came up. Fuel shortages really begin to hamstring the Germans. So we have the second, here you can see the second SS. I mean, they arrive on, what's that, turn 8. So they've made it up there pretty quickly, but the 9th SS Panzer Division is way at the start lines. They've suffered two fuel shortages in a row, I think, and they've barely moved off the east map edge. So yeah, from this point on, I think if the Germans aren't approaching victory at this point, it starts to get very, very difficult for them. Just the massive Allied reinforcements begin to arrive from this point on. It's like butting their heads against the wall for the Germans. It's really hard to make any progress. And of course, they need to start defending because there's these massive German formations. Look at this, 10 attack factors, only 2 stacking points, so they could stack another unit with them. Yeah, and they hit really hard. And these German, like I said, this is the corridor for supply. This is a critical point through here. This is the American unit in there, and this is the lead American unit here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clear hexes, and luckily that secondary road weaves through there. So there you go, folks. Narrow German victory in this game of Ardennes 44.